Good afternoon. So, thought I would jump on and just talk a bit about comfort eating and give you a few things that a few of the ladies have found helpful. And also, this actually video is inspired because I did a video, I think it was months ago now, maybe even a year, about comfort eating. Hey, Diana. And in this video, I gave a few tips and stuff. And this morning, someone commented under that video and said, "Hi, Matt, really appreciate you doing this video. I've just Googled or searched for comfort eating and this came up." So I thought, well, and she just said, thank you. These are really kind of simple things, etc. And I thought I'd jump on and just kind of reiterate these points and actually give a bit more detail into them. So these are just a few steps you can take that are surprisingly simple, but just help raise our self-awareness and gain a bit of control in this situation, because it's a tough time right now. You shouldn't beat yourself up, but ultimately we want to feel better. I get it. So number one is to actually feel how you're feeling and not what you're feeling like. So sometimes we say I feel like rubbish. We don't know what feel like means. Whenever you're using that feel like, we're kind of in analogy mode, okay? So how are you actually feeling? Are you tired? Are you stressed? Are you bored? Does it happen, this comfort eating, does it happen when you are, without really knowing, do you just do it and then you're like, why did I just do that? Is that what you tell yourself, or is that actually what happens? Then look at, was there tension that built up earlier in the day? So it could be that you say you have no willpower, you say that, you can't do it, but actually every time you comfort eat, maybe if you look back on your day, something was happening. You had some tension that built up over time. Sometimes we forget what happened earlier, and this actually made us stressed. And then during an evening or afternoon, when we're relaxing, then it kind of triggers it. Hey, Lorraine. So actually feel how you're feeling and write that down. I really recommend you write that down on paper. Number two is actually answer this question. And again, write this down if you can. Does the comfort eating ease this tension and stress in the short term? Does this comfort eating ease the tension and stress, at least in the short term? Just ask that question. Number three. Hey, Lisa. Number three. Does it provide comfort or discomfort? And this is an interesting one, because if you actually think about it, when you actually, I heard something the other day and someone said it's almost like I'm robbing my happiness from tomorrow. Because you could call it discomfort eating. And the language you use is quite important, because if it wasn't an issue, if it didn't cause discomfort, it wouldn't be an issue, right? So we obviously want to change it, otherwise it wouldn't even be a topic, right? There's a saying, if you have 8 problems and you comfort eat, you now have 8. You now have 9. So consider that urge, okay? So, hey, Wendy, happy birthday, Wendy. If you have this urge, so number 4, next time you get an urge, that urge to come. Now, a lot of people say, I feel this urge to eat sometimes, to comfort eat. It feels good. It's just habit. If you get that urge, consider, how long does it last for? Hey, Michelle, how long does this urge last for? Most people don't even know, right? What if you could just laugh at this urge when it comes, laugh at it and actually go, you know what, you're not getting me today. I know what you're trying to do, urge. Have you ever surfed the urge? Have you ever just been aware of it and gone, I've got an urge to comfort eat right now? Really be present with it. Accept it. Don't fight it. Just literally go, hey, Belinda, I've got this urge to comfort eat. Why have I got this urge? Go back through. Is there tension? Am I stressed? How am I actually feeling right now? Look at this urge and in the face and say, what do you want? What am I actually seeking right now? Because sometimes it's more simple than you think. It could just be doing something fun for you that changes the way you feel, right? Number 5. This is an interesting one. So how much is this costing you? Now, this could be in money. So, for example, I did this with one of the ladies the other day. We went through how much she would eat. So she might eat like some chocolate here and there, some biscuits here and there. And we worked it out, and it would be she worked out about sometimes about £6 a day, sometimes on stuff that she doesn't need, right? So because she doesn't need them, she doesn't feel hungry, she just eats them. And she said, okay, £6 a day. And she said, roughly, it sometimes happens 6-7 times. And so we roughly said, okay, it's £40 a week would be fair. You know, like, then we started calculating it up. It's like £160 a month. You know, then we were like, oh, wow, okay. It's over £1,000 a year. When she put it down like that, it was like, wow, this is actually costing me more than I thought. Then we looked at other things. What else does it cost you? Well, it makes my energy rubbish. I feel rubbish after I do it. I feel guilty. I don't sleep that well. I stress. I'm annoyed at myself. And when we looked at what that was costing her, in terms of her mood, relationships, family, etc., it was starting to build up. So not only was it costing her money, it was also costing her quite a lot of really important things to her. Not to mention, she's like, wow, my weight stays the same as well. Or goes up, right? If you consider that. So remember number 6, this is. Going on to the last one. Consider that every time you do something, you reinforce it. So you reinforce pathways in your brain so that your brain prefers to do it. Think of your brain like loads of roads, right? You've got motorways which are nicely built, clear. They're nice to drive on. They're your big habits that you do. Then you've got like country roads with like potholes in everywhere. You kind of try and avoid them. So when you're trying to do a new habit, you've got to look at it. Okay, 1, remember every time I take that motorway again, that nice clear road, which is easy to drive on, I'm actually reinforcing this even more. It gets even better. It gets easier to do it. So every time you do that comfort eating, that habit, you are actually reinforcing it again to your brain, saying this is what I do, like brushing your teeth. And I know it's hard. It's really hard to rewire your brain, but it is actually supposed to be. Without habits, without this wiring, life would be impossible. Imagine getting up and thinking, do I get changed today? Do I not? We just get changed. Well, maybe not in the moment. We stay in our dressing gown for a bit longer. But imagine just going, oh, do I need to brush my teeth? Like, we just do these habits, and it actually makes life a lot easier. We often really kind of get frustrated with the things that actually make our life easier, like these small habits, like our ability to put habits, to have habits, to be able to, for our brain to remember stuff so well. However, this can work against us in habits that we want to change that maybe are negative. That's why linking it, like we did in step 5, how much is this costing you? Another thing we do is find the hook. So you could look at, okay, what happens 5 years from now if you don't get a handle on this? And the reason I bring that up is because we assume that if nothing changes, nothing changes. And that's true to an extent. If nothing changes, nothing gets better. But we sometimes fail to consider if nothing changes, it gets worse, right? If we keep doing it, we're reinforcing that pathway. Things can actually go even further backwards. So I hope that helps. Give them a little try. 6 steps, questioning, kind of get underneath those reasons why we do them. Just be more aware of it. Know that you don't have to fix it like that. And this will not work at the click of a finger. It's not just going to be like you just do that and that's it. I'm never going to comfort you again, because there's so much emotion wrapped up in food. Like birthdays, good news, bad news. There's always going to be that, but just being more aware, being more kind of in control when you're aware, like, and how other variables come into it, feeling your feelings. If you are stressed and tired, you will perceive foods as more rewarding than they actually are. Being aware of all these things can put you in power, put you in control. When you feel that urge, look at it, go, what does it actually mean? Why have I got this urge? How long will it last for? I wonder. Wouldn't it be fun to find out? So I hope that helps. If you have any questions on that, do let me know. Post them below. If you find that helpful, feel free to like, share it. It might help someone else, especially around this time. And like I said, I just wanted to share this because I had a few more ideas than the last video I did on this. Like, I think it was over a year ago. I do touch on this quite a lot though, and yeah, I got a comment on it this morning. Someone just typed in for comfort eating and found this, so found a video similar. So I thought I'd touch on it again and add a few things in that we've worked on since. So I hope that helps. Any questions, let me know, and speak soon. Take care.